Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to use Apple Classroom to quickly share out student responses on your projector screen on your front board. So I initiated my Apple Classroom class, and you can see both my students are working in Geoboard. I gave them an assignment to use the rubber bands to make as many different triangles as they could on their Geoboard. So I first want to go over as a teacher to the view screens because I might want to share these out in a certain order, and at least it gives me a little mini version of what each student is working on. So let's say I want to share student 2's thinking first. I'm going to tap on student 2 and I'm going to view their screen myself. So in order to get this screen on the front board, I'm going to swipe on my teacher device from off my screen into the corner on the right side. Now where mine says dot connector, that's because I'm casting or mirroring my iPad onto my computer to do this recording, but yours will say screen mirroring. So you're going to tap where it says screen mirroring and you're going to look for your classroom. And I'm in classroom 120, so I'm going to tap on that. Now it's not going to let me do the full process on here because I'm already mirroring my screen onto my computer. So when you tap it, it will prompt you to enter a 5-digit code, just like you see here. Now it won't let me complete the process, but I can at least type in the code right now, and then you'll tap OK when it's done. Now in order to get that screen where you get that 4-digit code, remember you'll want to take your remote control and click on that top right button that says Source Search until you get to the Via Kramer screen. And that's where you will get that 4-digit code that you can type in. So now I'm going to tap back on my screen, and now everything that I do on my iTeacher iPad is now on my student device. And my student device just kind of fell asleep, so that's why it showed those binoculars there. So now this student can go ahead and share their thinking, and remember this is a live screen, so as the student changes their rubber bands in front of the class, they could show maybe some of their different ideas for making triangles, what might work and what doesn't work, and it can show live what the students are working on. So after student 1 is done sharing, I'm going to tap done, tap off that screen, and now student 1's turn. It's time for them to share, so I'm going to say view screen. And now again, this is being projected on my front board because anything on my iPad is being shown to the class. And now this student can go through and share their thinking, or they can change the rubber bands and show some of their ideas. So that works really great for showing different things on Geoboard. So there's some other great apps. I'll get ready the next one that I want to show you. So this is another great app you can use for students sharing out anything, and this could be for any subject. I'll show you what the app is in case you want to use it. It's a digital whiteboard, so it's in this folder right here, and it is this one right here. It recently went through an upgrade that is actually pretty cool. You used to not be able to save your whiteboard settings, and now you can, so that's kind of nice. So I'm going to go into Apple Classroom, and I'm going to choose this student to share out first, my student number 1. Again, I'm going to tap on their screen and say view screen with the binoculars. And this is how the students represented. I had them write an equation that added up to 10, so they picked 2 plus 8. And you can see that the student can go through and explain how they got their dots on there. And there's even an option on this whiteboard to get a tool that is a pointer, so they could actually use that pointer for the class and circle or point out things since they can't actually come up to the board as easily. Now I want to switch to student 2, let them have a chance to share. So I'm going to go to student 2 and say view screen. You can see how fast it is to flip between students for sharing. And student 2 does have the correct equation, but they did not do a representation for it. So I'm going to ask them with the class to be able to do maybe tally marks. So I'm going to have them tap on the markers at the top. You can see a bunch of settings that they have here, and they're going to represent 4 with tallies. And switch colors for the 6, but you can see how they can do this with the class. Maybe the class is helping them, or maybe they're just doing this on their own. And then representing 10 with tallies. So you can see how you can walk students through something as a group, and they can do it live on the screen and do a lot of sharing. So it's really fast to be able to share out student responses this way. And those are some great apps, are the Bridges Math apps. That whiteboard app is really nice for students to share work. And also, if you have the younger students and maybe you're working on spelling words, this magnetic alphabet is also a great one that you can use for doing your spelling words or sight words. So my son learned the word day the other day, was his sight word. and they can drag up those magnetic letters and they could share out some different words that they have or try spelling their name, and then you just grab the brush and it clears off the magnets on the board. So that's another one that's great for sharing out student responses. So again, Apple Classroom is a great way and a quick way to use digital whiteboards or use the math apps to quickly share out student responses by also using the casting that we have available in your classroom.